Do you want more energy, productivity, income, time, more love, and a better lifestyle? And what about less distractions, less useless meetings, less unimportant tasks, or less stress? I know you want to. The good news is you can have both. But you may be asking how? The answer lies in a book called The One Thing by Gary Keller. So doers, in today's video that is part of the stage called Execute 7 Powerful Book Ideas, I've handpicked 7 best ideas to stay on track with my own simplified interpretation. So are you ready to learn how to deliver extraordinary results? Alright, but before we get started, hit the like and subscribe button below. It will help the YouTube algorithm push more love and inspiration to people who need it. And in this way, you will become a doer on a channel about pursuing prosperity and holistic wealth using the 7 wealth stages framework. So let's begin now. Idea number 7, the one thing. Have you ever tried to understand why people around you achieve more than others? Despite the fact that each of us has the same number of hours every day, what is the secret they know? The answer is they aim exactly to the heart of their most important things. They don't idle and play around, they start or go small. So going small means ignoring all the things and focus on the one thing that you should do. The one thing that moves you toward your goals. And no doubt it always works. Because the most important reason is you work on it for your purpose, which leads you to extraordinary results. Listen, while this may seem controversial to some of you, the truth is that people think the opposite. It means they want to go immediately big. In my opinion, a small-scale approach to going small is an approach for some types of personalities. For example, I found it works for me. Needless to say, when you go small on one thing, you unleash the starting point toward prosperity. And it leads me to another idea that matters. Idea number 6, the domino effect. Look, when you focus on small but the right thing set in motion, it can literally ignite a lot of things. And you can envision it like the domino effect. And there exists an experiment by physicists from San Francisco. Imagine, you have 8 dominoes out of plywood. The first one is only 5 centimeters in size. The second is 50% larger than the first one, and so on. And the last 8th domino is almost 92 centimeters large. Now, when you gently poke the first domino, what will happen? I let you think about it, but visualize. What if it would keep going? What would happen? The result would be remarkable. In short, the 23rd domino would be over the Eiffel Tower. The 31st would become visible above Mount Everest, and the number 57 would span the distance between Earth and the Moon. So what does it tell you? It means if you want to pursue prosperity and holistic wealth, shoot for the moon. Listen, it is achievable if you focus on most important thing at a time. Because you start small and create a powerful domino effect in motion. Idea number 5, success leaves clues. Since I've been studying the wealthy elite and successful people, I've discovered that success undoubtedly leaves clues. So I definitely agree with Gary Keller's opinion. Because the proof of one thing is everywhere around you. And once you move to the next level, you will see it more often. For example, the one thing appears in one product or in one service. It means exceptional companies have one winning product or service that generates the most of their revenue. Another proof is the one thing appears in one person. It means to have a mentor. For example, look at Walt Disney. His one person was his brother Roy, who was a businessman, mentor, and a banker. Sam Walton's one person was his father-in-law, who helped him to pay for his first Walmart store. Albert Einstein had a mentor and one person, Max Talmy, who introduced him at a young age science, philosophy and math. Or Oprah Winfrey, Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, all of them had mentors. And the list can go on and on. So the huge takeaway is no one succeeds alone. No one. Idea number 4, multitasking. Personally, I have never been a fan of multitasking. I simply cannot multitask. The reason? The result is poor. The significant question is, if you focus on one most important thing, why would you bother to do something else at the same time? Just think about it. I strongly agree with Gary Keller. Multitasking is a lie. It is nonsense. Unfortunately, when you look at the internet, countless pieces of content preach how to multitask. Or next to that, many career job opportunities highlight multitasking as a strength skill. It's a lie, nonsense, and scam. Because high achievers seek results, and if they multitask, they will fail. So, you too. Idea number 3, a disciplined life. I'm a huge advocate of self-discipline, and it pumped me when I discovered the same thoughts in the book. However, it has some critical rules. First, forming a habit requires self-discipline. But the question is, what kind of habit? For example, in order to pursue prosperity, you need to focus on the right one thing and ignore anything else. Or selling items in your e-commerce store, you need to focus on your niche and experimenting with many products until you succeed. In other words, be less self-disciplined in unimportant things and more disciplined on the right things. In addition, it's about forming enough self-discipline to establish the right habits. That's the whole story you need to understand. Idea number 2, the focusing question and the success habit. You may have heard the Chinese proverb, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. It means when you use the focusing question as a starting point for the first step, you go in the right direction. Now, what does the focusing question mean? Listen, when you plan your day or week, ask the following question. What is the one thing I can do such as by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? So focusing precisely on each part, the one thing can do such by doing it and everything else will be easier, will help you find the first domino that you want to poke across several areas in your life to create a success habit. For example, within the holistic wealth are 8 vital areas. So asking the focusing question, what is the one thing I can do for my physical wealth, for my mental wealth, for my emotional or familial wealth, and so on. Idea number 1, live for productivity. I left this idea last because it's been ingrained in me for several years. And even before reading the One Thing book, I had been doing it daily. So it's no secret that high achievers are the most productive people. But how? The answer is blocking time to one most important thing during the day. It means you need to protect your time because time is the most precious commodity. So when you understand the power of time blocking, it is the greatest productivity tool. And I cannot agree more because I've been blocking my time for a few years. For now, remember, you must protect your time every single day. But you can't skip the day, otherwise you will break the chain. So build your bunker with the environment because consistency and persistence are the keys to pushing your most important domino every day. In conclusion, the One Thing book helps you rethink your strategies and tactics. So I hope you found inspiration in these 7 handpicked best ideas that matter. And remember this, you can always have more productivity or less stress, but it depends on your beliefs and self-discipline to develop the right habits. Does it make sense? Now, what was at least one golden nugget in this video you learned? Leave us a comment below. Remember, at the Path VC 7 12 stages framework, we are here to show you the direction. In the end, it is up to you to unleash your revolution and stand out from the average and ordinary life. Because you want to become a doer and you want to build a better life, which means holistic wealth. So that's all, doers, for today. If you enjoyed this video, I want you to like it and share it with your friends. It will help the YouTube algorithm push more love and inspiration to people who need it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.